What up, y'all? I decided to do like a quick little tribute for like Awkward's. It's a verse, it's a battle verse that he spit back in the day that I still remember off the top of the brain. I don't remember the entire verse, but I remember a decent portion of it, because this is like almost 20 years ago. He spit this shit. This came out in like between '02 and '03. You know, like that SoundClick website? SoundClick is more like a legacy of the website I'm speaking about. I can't remember the exact name, but this is like during the time where you had Kazaa, you know what I'm saying, before BearShare and all that, when you used to be able to upload music. Anyway, during that period, you know what I'm saying, they used to have these little competitions online to where, like, you know, you just write a battle verse, you record yourself, and then you submit the shit. So they had all kind of people doing it. The website I'm speaking about, you know, they had sections for that too. Like they had the hip-hop section, they had raw, they had the gangster, they had horrorcore, you know what I'm saying, the freestyle, etc., and then the battle rap. So in a battle rap section, that's where they had these competitions at. They had all kind of people. Like, this wasn't the only website, the website in particular that I'm thinking about that I can't recall the exact name at the moment of. They weren't the only ones doing that. But I remember some of the cats that used to enlist in these battle competitions. One was a guy named Ill Chris. He was a white dude. He had some dope ass shit too. His cadence was a little off, but as far as like the lyrics and his content, that shit was cold. They had another cat, or at least like you know, you can find some of his shit on this website. It was another dude named MC Superstition, and he was from North Carolina. And they had some of his battles on there. They had some radio freestyles from dude. Not only did I think his pen was pretty good, but he was able to freestyle, you know what I'm saying? So he was dope. A whole bunch of people I don't want to name right now at the moment, but Awkward's was definitely one of those cats. Now, this verse, Awkward's never put it on his website back in the day. When you go to his website back in the day, he had those shit like, you know, organized in sections. He had an audio section and the video section, etc. You know what I'm saying? Video section, he had all of his, or at least the majority of his recorded battles from all kind of, you know what I'm saying, competition, freestyle competitions, etc., scripture jam, etc. He had them shits lined up perfectly. Even like the 2-on-2s that they had back in the day, you know what I'm saying? One of my favorite ones, I know I'm kind of going on a tangent, but whatever. One of my favorite ones is a guy named, it was Awkward's, Swarm, Xi, and then Fredo. They was going back and forth. It was a tag team. That was a good-ass motherfucking battle. But anyway, aside from all that shit. And he had his album on his site that he used to promote back in the day, because like one of the songs he had, not the one with Tech N9ne, which was decent, but the one that he had with Juice back in the day. I'm talking about, I guess it's the original recording, because when you listen to the update today, it's a different beat. Back in the day, it was a whole entire different beat, which I think is better. That's just my opinion. But anyway, that was back during that time. This particular battle verse, he never put that on the website, on his website. It was on the other one that I speak about. I think I had like a tape recorder. I had some type of recorder with me, because I was never able to upload it. So I kind of like double taped it on a tape recorder, but then I lost that shit later on public transportation one day. I had a backpack. I had all kind of stuff in my backpack. I had a big ass case full of CDs, tapes, and all that. And I left it in my backpack, and I left my backpack on the bus, and I forgot all about it. Never seen that shit again. Had to start over. So I lost that copy. So this verse, you're not gonna find this shit nowhere online. It's been missing again, damn near for like 20 years, almost 20 years. But I'm gonna spit the beginning portion of it that I do remember. Then I'll probably say a little bit more after this, because I'm gonna put this on my IGTV page. He was like, I flow in molted flames while you out blowing gays, looking anorexic. You need more food than your bowls and plates. Your flows is played. Throw low blows below your waist. Rip off your arms and stab you with your shoulder blades. What do you like, 15? Talking about blazing gun heat. This motherfucker just barely lost his front teeth. So you better respect, boy. I don't deliver when I send noise. Kick elementary's ass so much my feet have hemorrhoids. Snipe a lot. Nice on the mic to the cipher stop. Scrape both of your hands with a brick. There's your writer's block. I might go off with a knife and slice your eyelids off. The only way you'll win this battle is if the voters bite your cock, but that ain't happening because you're too gay and stupid. Beat your head with a clock radio. It's time to face the music. Your brains is useless. That's why you're afraid to use it. You thought round 2 was a dick. That's why you blew it. Now, that verse back in the day, when I heard that shit, if you talking about Exxon replenishment, immediately, man, my shit was wired. I was extremely impressed with that. I thought it was so fucking lyrical. And again, that wasn't the first piece of material that I had heard from Aquarius. I already knew that he could rap. It was just, that verse in itself was that fucking notable to me. You know what I'm saying? Now, I said I was going to say a little bit more before I end this, and I guess I will. I'm going to add a little bit more. This is like... Like I said, back in the day, when I first heard about Immortal Technique, it was a website called Hip Hop Vids. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't exist anymore, but they also had like an audio section too, and they had like an acapella recording from Immortal Technique rapping on stage to an audience. You know what I'm saying? When I was listening to it, I'm like, damn, this shit raw. Like the way I perceived it, I'm like, okay, that's conscious rap for sure. But it was a rawness to it, you know what I'm saying, that separated it, at least in my opinion, from other dudes who can almost kind of like fill that category some way. It was so fucking lyrical, but it was raw, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I first heard about him, and I became impressed, became a fan after that, copped his other shit, Revolutionary Volume 1, 2, etc. You know what I'm saying? Because this is like back in the day when I'm talking about, I was damn near Pyrrhus. I appreciate the other shit too, but I was motherfucking borderline Pyrrhus, you know what I'm saying? So I had all kind of shit, all the mixtapes, all that. It was a dude named, I'm gonna call him by his nickname. His nickname was Bootleg Kurt. And, you know, he used to sell little bootleg CDs. I bought my shit from the stores too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, like in Aurora, Illinois, if you go down, I think Randall Road, because it cuts through Batavia. It was some fucking store. It was like a gothic store almost. I call it a rock music store because they sold a lot of rock music and merchandise and all that type of shit. But they had a section, the rap section and the hip-hop section, which was rare, where they actually sold underground shit too. That's where I first bought my MC Juice 100% Juice album. That shit was super fucking expensive back in the day. At that store, it was like $27, but you know what I'm saying? It was rare to get. I got that motherfucker. And all kind of other shit, you know what I'm saying? So I bought my shit too. And they had Supernatural's the Lost Freestyle Files. They had that too. I bought that as well. So I bought my shit, but this guy Bootleg Kurt, you know, he used to sell like bootlegs for $5 albums, you know what I'm saying? So I used to get a whole bunch of my shit from him too, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else did too, but he was older than me, so he graduated earlier than me. Like I said, it was so fucking long ago. I want to say he graduated a year before I did, you know what I'm saying? He hooked me up one day too because he gave me a whole bag full of shit. Boy, I was like a shouty, like Santa Claus, just help me out. Anyway, yeah, so there's a whole history behind this shit, but this is just a little tribute to Aquarius, you know what I'm saying? Because again, he was one of those cats that I followed back then as well. And I want to add one more thing. I had a debate with somebody a long time ago, but since I'm speaking on Aquarius, it's sort of relevant to bring it up. I was like, I fucks with Arsenal. Because I still respect this shit, but I was really a big fan of him back in the day. You know what I'm saying? 09, etc. You know what I'm saying? When I heard that Aquarius battle, I thought it was a classic for numerous reasons. I'm not finna get into all that right now. But I still said, Aquarius took a decent angle, trying to be political and observational and all that. That's cool, you know what I'm saying? And he definitely did his thing and brought a lot of vigor and made that motherfucker a classic. So that's all I'm gonna say about it. I ain't gonna say too much as far as who I think won. But the caliber of the verse that I spit from dude, and I say that in a neutral sense for anybody that hear this and they may not be familiar with Aquarius, so I'm gonna refer to him as dude. The caliber of that verse is better than all 3 verses that he spit against Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Had he had taken that angle too, because Arsenal came more lyrical. He came lyrically prepared. You know what I'm saying? Again, I ain't gonna speak too much on that. But if Awkward would have spit that motherfucking verse, boy, that shit would have been, like I said, it's a classic already. But that shit really would have been vulturous. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm gonna say so far. I'm gonna end it here. You know what I mean? Again, shout out to Awkward. It's a little tribute. By the way, if you ever see this, you know what I'm saying, video or whatnot, and you hear that shit, you gonna know I'm not lying. Get in contact with me if you got a copy of it. I swear to God, I still pay for that shit to this day. That's how raw it was. And the beat was so fucking raw too. I tried to replicate the beat on my keyboard. I got sort of close, but not close enough. But yeah, shout out to Awkwards.